Oh. Oh, it's so bright. Bright light. God, do you remember those?
Bright lights?
Yeah, the toy.
Light brights?
Light.
Or
Is it the other way around?
I think it's light bright or something. Yeah, the little push pins.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Dude, that was my sister's. It was her toy, and I would try to use it all the time, and she'd come into the playroom and be like, "What are you doing?"
Is that how your sister
Stop!
sounded? The devil incarnate.
Stop hitting me. Stop cutting me. Yeah, I was really messed up. Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah,
It's
like
also
the faintest
kind of a
memory.
weird way to like play in the dark. Like it's kind of there aren't a whole lot of toys that are made for you to be in darkness. But
I had a lot of toys that my mom would get me or people would gift to me, but she never let me play without heavy supervision because she was scared I was going to kill myself. My mom is very protective, so I never got to play with those because she thought I was going to choke on them. I never learned how to swim because she thought I was going to drown. Like, it was just such a restricted sort of, not a restricted childhood, but then when my dad came into the picture, it was like, what are you doing to him?
If you don't get out of my face and into that pool right now.
He's a little mole boy. All he does is just play his Game Boy. Do you think he's happy? I'm sitting there with my Catholic private school clothes and my hair combed over. Oh, dude, best story.
Gotta go fast.
When my mom met my dad, and she introduced me to him. He would come over in the morning sometimes to take me to school, and he'd see my grandma get me ready. Grandma doesn't speak a lick of English, so she's doing my hair.
Yeah.
She's like, "Hola, ¿cómo estás?" And he'd be like, "Did you hear that?"
What's up, baby?
I set the controller down and it vibrated super hard. Anyway, he couldn't communicate with her, but he'd be like, "What are you doing to him?"
Bae?
And she was combing my hair over, and he was a hairstylist at the time. So when she
Which
was
ship are you?
Huh?
Which ship are you?
The one that's moving around all crazy. No, I'm the one in the middle. He was a hairstylist. And so when she would walk away, he would do my hair for me and spike it up. And then she'd be like, "Ay, ni quiera Dios." And she'd get super fucking mad. But, like, how is she going to tell him that she was mad if he doesn't understand her? So it was, like, the perfect crime. Why did I start talking about that? It wasn't even a good story. I lied.
The truth is, you've told me that story like 3 times.
Really? God, I'm sorry. I also have a really bad habit
You're a
of doing
bad friend.
that. I'm just I'm not very original, I guess.
Dude, my dad in his whole life has about 25 stories
that he tells on repeat.
I've heard them all at least 100 times.
Yeah, that's me. That's gonna be me when I'm older.
It's you just now. It's pretty great. I'm into it.
No, it sucks. I don't like people have here's the thing. People are also much better at storytelling than I am. Are you there?
I'm super here.
Oh, okay, cool. People are much better at storytelling than I am. So whenever I try to tell a story that happened to both my dad and I, and we're at like dinner parties, he'll like stare at me until I get like silent, and then he'll just take over. It makes me so bad.
Just do it on purpose to make you feel like a dumbass.
I don't know, but just because he knows that no one's gonna like listen if I keep telling it. I also have.
Do you have that weird life where like no one listens to what you're saying?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, you're the only person that listens to me, and look at what I do to you. I just force you into these awkward situations for you to spend time with me. It's like, watch me. Watch me.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to what you were saying.
God.
Damn! Another perfect joke. Do you love flying like this? Is it the best?
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of?
Star Wars.
Yeah, can't remember. So
Oh.
no, there's a game that is like based in the future. It was for PlayStation 2, and it was all about like being a fighter pilot. So there was no other gameplay. Like being like in the cockpit and doing missions is the only thing that you do.
Really?
And it was really, really sick. I loved it, but at some point the missions got so difficult that it was like unmanageable. And like, so I did that thing where like you put a video game down for like 10 years and then come back to it later, like thinking that you're smarter and wiser, and I would still get hung up on the same spot. And I was like, oh,
Really?
this is actually just impossible. Yeah, I wish I could remember what it was, but unfortunately,
That's so funny. Because
dumb baby.
I remember I had a couple of those, but my white whale when I was a child, as far as video games, was,
Yeah.
I don't know why, was Super
Really,
Mario 64. I could not beat that
Yeah.
game for the life of me.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I've never beaten it. I've played it 1,000,000 times. Never beaten it.
It, for some reason, the final boss, so you're like, so long, Bowser. You're
Yeah.
spinning him around.
Yeah.
The final time you fight him, it's harder because the platform that you're on breaks, so it gets to a
Right.
point where you're just sitting on a little circle,
Yeah.
and you don't have much room to, so you have to aim towards the bombs instead of like getting him close to them and then just ramming him into them.
Aiming is hard.
Aiming was so hard for me. So then when the
God, I love
remake-
that smoke. That is the coolest thing to me.
I love everything. I love everything about this game.
I love her back
the glare.
definition.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Yeah, so there was a remake of Super Mario 64 for the DS,
Yeah.
and you got to play as like Yoshi, Wario, and Luigi this time, so it was different.
Right.
And I remember I was older, and my little cousin was watching me, and I was at the end. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to beat this. I'm so scared, you know.
Yes.
And then I beat it,
Oh my God.
and I
Yeah.
screamed because I didn't think I would ever see the day in my life where I saw the end of that game. It was too much for me to handle.
Can I tell you the best thing of all time?
Yes.
I'm glad that you're ready. So, do you remember when you used to get computer games in cereal boxes?
Yes. Oh my gosh, totally.
So
I
one
wanna
of
be
them,
special. Oh,
and
yeah.
I actually saw a video of John Tron doing like a video on this, but the game is like the Captain Crunch game, where you're like a
Oh,
little
no.
like a little crunch monster, and like you live off of Captain Crunch, and there's like an evil version of the
So
crunchy
real life?
crunch monster. So basically my life. What's even better is like the little challenges, they like prepare you for the final boss battle, and they like get your strength up and stuff. So you're like skateboarding and climbing on like platforms and stuff. And you finally do the final boss. And when I was a little kid, I played that game like every Saturday morning in my room.
No, you didn't.
Over and over again. I
didn't.
did, Kai. I fucking did.
Oh,
And I
that's
could never
weird.
beat it. So there was one morning, I was in my room from like 7 a.m. to like 3 p.m. like really hashing it
God,
out with this
what?
game. Because you had to restart it every time, I hope. And
I hope.
I finally beat the final boss, and my body started shaking. I like
No.
my adrenaline was so intense that I went downstairs. I was like, "Mommy, my body's shaking. I'm scared." She's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "I beat the Captain Crunch game, Mom." I don't know what's happening. This is a real life.
You're so dumb. Oh my god. I would have fucking disowned you.
Oh my God, it was the best moment.
That is so good.
Every game I play is, I'm just hoping to get back to that moment to know what it's like
Wow.
to beat the evil Crunch dude.
Maybe that'll happen when you beat frickin' Chain of Memories. How about?
Copy that.
Fuck you, dude. Listen, it's not my fault that I get stuck on the weirdest games of all time, okay?
No shit, dude.
My
Oh,
Chain
yeah.
of Memories deck is so strong that, like, I could probably play Yu-Gi-Oh! With it, and it's not
You
even a
could
thing.
probably one-shot Ansem.
Yes. It's like I created, like, this such organization that, like, you know, it's like cards and you have to, like, do combos to really make it effective.
Yeah,
I made it
no.
so that from no matter where I was in the deck, like, if I accidentally switched to a different part of the deck, I could do a powerful 3-move combo from any spot in the deck. Do you know how long it takes to organize something like that.
Yeah, too long. The game's not meant to be that deep.
Word on the street is that halfway through you change and play as Riku. I haven't even gotten to that part of the game yet.
Are you serious?
I've played that game for years. I'm like still have that save file like not finished.
You're gonna beat it. You're gonna go, Bobby. I don't know what's happening.
I'm shaking. I'm sweating. I can't hear. I'm blacking out. By the time
22-year-old man blacks out after beating Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
the best game 2018 of 20,
Just try to beat it
2008,
before Kingdom
actually.
Hearts 3 comes out, and then you're golden.
Fuck you. I honestly, I just am not with the times, my dude. I'm not.
So you've played Kingdom Hearts 1
Yep.
and Chain of Memories.
Half of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. And then I've played little bits and pieces, but I'm like strangely clued in on the games because of interest, but also because of us talking about it so much. So
Yeah, but also, do you see how fast she's running?
it's like,
Yeah.
I wish there was like, there should be like a miles an hour gauge next to it.
Oh, that'd be sick. Oh, whoa, where'd I go? Hello. Okay, let's just try that again.
Do it again!
That was weird as hell.
Well, when you run that fast, do you take fall damage?
Yes, you do. There's this like special little trick that if you shoot the laser while you're falling, she won't, and you need that trick later for this like
sick.
speed run thing. If you want to get it kind of early, or maybe you don't, and
Maybe you're a straight liar.
I am a compulsive liar.
Don't say that.
Oh, ow. Oh yeah, there we go. Sorry. I know you wanted to hang out with me to hear me make noises.
Wait, did you just throw your sword like a boomerang when it didn't come back, but there it was?
Yeah. That's her combo.
That's
And
sick.
then that's the one with the large sword. She throws it. She uses I think she uses her foot to, I don't know.
Wouldn't it be kind of sick if you could like see sparks coming off the side of the building when she did that, since the sword is so long?
Nah, that's dumb.
No! No! Listen, in all the video games I've created, I always have the sparks coming off the building effect. All this other crap, not important.
What? There we go. What next? Who's next?
Come on and fight me! It's like, all of these, they just look so unintimidating. It's like a majority of the enemies in Zelda just...
When they talk too, it's like kind of cute.
Is it really?
Yeah, because it's like
Wally!
no, almost. It's like, oh, feelings. I have feelings.
Stop it.
No, seriously, I'm not. I wish I was making that up. Especially with like the huge existential undertones this game carries. Like,
Yeah.
well, it's not even an undertone. It's the narrative itself. It's like
It's the
just
tone.
trying to find out whether you exist or not, even if you're a robot.
Right?
And they all have feelings and families and like brothers and sisters and stuff, and they like
got-
fuck. It's so funny.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
well,
great.
dude, you'll see it. It's hilarious.
I am super nerdy. Oh, we were living together when I got into this. The whole like concept of like saving your brain after you die
What?
and like making a map, or I guess you can do it when you're alive, I don't really know. But they like make a map of your entire like brain and all of your neural patterns and then recreate it into like a digital format so that basically you are living in like as a robot.
Yeah.
That's like,
so like
what's the name of that? There's like a word for it, but
like AI or uploading
no,
your consciousness or
there's like a legit word for the process and study of it, and they're like trying to do it, but like the amount of memory that it takes to scan and save that huge of a map because of all the
that
neurons
project thing that you showed
Yes,
me. Yes,
yeah.
I remember.
It's
I
like
remember
all
now.
into the article and stuff. I think the concept is so interesting because I feel like in the next 50 years it's going to start becoming a thing. Or maybe like 100 years. I don't know, but stuff like that feels weirdly relevant.
Yeah, dude. Would you do it?
Nah, probably too expensive.
I mean, if it wasn't.
If there's like a coupon.
If there was a Groupon for uploading your consciousness to the fucking internet.
It's like an Amazon add-on. Like I got 50 pairs of socks and I get to scan my brain into a robot for free. Would I do that? I don't know, because it brings up the whole question of like, well, it doesn't really like take place of your soul. So like, is it really you, or is it just like a really intense computer that has all of your memories and can behave just like you? But like, does that mean it's you, kind of thing?
Sure.
So
Maybe it's like a copy of you. There's that game that and I played called Soma.
Yes, yeah.
It was literally the ending where he like uploads his consciousness to the Ark and then like saves everyone.
Oh
and
my
then,
God,
like,
I remember
humanity
that.
lives, but then like there's still the version of him that's down on Earth that like didn't make it because it wasn't a transfer, it was a copy. You know?
Right.
And dude, I would do that in a heartbeat. I would get rid of this unnecessary flesh. I want to be a hot android with a sword. Just give it to me.
If you could change your appearance, how would you appear?
I would want to look like one of the characters in this game. I always tell myself, because I've always told my mom this ever since I was a kid, like, I'm fine with being a boy, but if I had a choice, I'd be a hot goyle. And she's like,
Right.
okay, time to go to church.
Yeah.
But
And I'm not talking about gargoyles either. I'm talking about hot goyles.
seriously,
Yeah.
ow, damn it. Yeah, I would want to look like one of the characters in this. That sounds probably super dumb, but I don't think so.
So, do you remember when I told you I wanted to like create clothing and like try that out, and like
Yeah.
I wanted to try to create things that were a little bit more gender ambiguous to like sort of bend what's normal for people?
Yeah, sure.
One of my
And I was like, that's the dumbest idea. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, and then I cried, and then I had to go to like the
We weren't
hospital.
friends for probably like a week.
Years and years, yeah. So I had that idea to like do a romper, but like a really like kind of high fashion, like classy, really nicely like formal looking one, but like one that could be worn as unisex. And I don't know if you own a computer or like look at the news ever, but the big thing right now in the world
The
is
hell do you
like
think I'm talking to you on?
male rompers. They just came out with like this huge line and like this really silly advertising, but they're like rompers for bros.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude.
Are they
You
called
gotta check
rompers?
it out. Brompers. They're not, but they're really awful. And it became like this big media thing where everyone's like, do not. And then in the office, actually, someone was like, hey John, is it okay if I like get a romper and like force you to wear it? And I was
Yeah.
like, haha, that's funny. And inside I was like, I'm dead. I'm dead inside. Because all I really wanted was to create a really classy looking, cool, like romper that men could wear, and now it's all shitty and broy. And that's all people are going to remember it for. So anyway, what's the meaning of your life all about? How's it? Is it still up? Still running or not?
Well, definitely not about wearing rompers anytime soon. I think they're cute though. I'm down when girls
They are cute.
wear that. I don't know. I think I've lost my sense of fashion over the years. Like college hit, and then I was just like, yeah, I don't know how to dress anymore. My mom's not doing this for me.
Is this a shirt? Like, no,
Yeah.
Kai, those are pants.
Yeah. God, and I hate it too, because then I always get excited about clothes shopping,
Yeah.
and then I realize like, oh wait, I hate everything that I put on my body, and I hate my body as well. So, whatever. But
Keep up to hate.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Actually, I was invited to go this morning to this cool like men's clothing brand on La Brea, and like
For work.
a guy at work, yeah, invited me
Oh.
to go. He told me about it, and he was like, yeah, you should get there right at 10, because it's like they have really expensive denim and stuff that's going to be on like super sale, and like there's going to be a big line. So this morning I tried to get ready, but like I'm an idiot, so I didn't get there until like 10:30, and when I drove by, I just looked at the line and I was like,
Yeah, there's more plants and animals here than there used to be.
yeah, I'm gonna go home and
Environment's changed.
make some espresso in my gym shorts. And that's what I did. So I can't, like, as much as I want to be in it, it's kind of like saying that you're really into sailing, but you don't own a sailboat. Like, you're not really into it because you can't really afford to be into it. That's kind of me in
Oh.
fashion. Like,
Sure.
if you look at my Instagram, I'm into that shit. But yeah.
Trying to think.
So what's this video game about?
Now you want to ask that?
Yeah.